Good morning, everyone. It's Rafecal. We're playing some more Hades. We are quickly approaching the end. And so we are going to do our best to go out with a successful run. We should be like right on the cusp of we should be right on the cusp of finishing the epilogue here. We've given out all of our invitations. For some reason, the story didn't trigger. So now we are going to do one more run and see if we can keep it moving forward. And given that the bow has been kind of my favorite weapon for a lot of this, I'm going to go ahead and use that as my
Let's see what happens.
escape attempt. I mean, as much as I love the shield that I was using in my last run, I feel like
Someday, my little sprout, you'll gain the surface of your father's realm and see my handiwork. Until such time, I'll come to your aid as I can. It's quite the entertaining pastime, honestly.
thanks. We would like special inflicts chill. There was a comment made about chaos getting an invitation, and I need to, or so if I see an opportunity for chaos, I'm gonna take it. Otherwise, we're probably just gonna be going with as standard of a build as we can here. Most of the builds I've been doing with the bow have involved getting one of the stacking powers, like Hangover, or Frost, like this.
Just the edge I need.
None of these are what I want. Hold attack to shoot rapidly, but can't power shot. I mean, that could actually be interesting. Nah, we'll do that. So yeah, something does this have a shorter range? Did I miss that memo? No. Okay. That's weird.
For a bit.
It seems like this has shorter range for some reason. Anyway, yeah, so basically I try to get one that's a special bonus that also does a percent bonus to damage because it can add up real quick when you have it set up this way. Chill seems to be the best, although I also do like Poseidon. The last couple times I've tried it, though, I haven't actually gotten his Rupture boon after I got this special bonus, and that ends up being problematic.
Get dead. Right.
Infernal Trove or Aphrodite. I'll take Aphrodite. I think, actually, Aphrodite, we should have... Aphrodite, we should actually be triggering her story.
Purest act of love to aid somebody in their time of need?
Maybe? No, we didn't actually get it. Okay. Attack deals damage and causes weak. Is really good. That sounded like a fish.
Always time to fish.
Always time to fish. Hard lesson to learn.
I got one. Hellfish. Aphrodite. What else we got?
Do I roll again? Yeah. I really want... weak foes are susceptible to damage. Is really, really strong.
How bad could it be?
Good,
Stop him, riches.
little free health.
That's quite enough.
Not yet.
Probably a little unnecessary, but that's okay.
Hello, mates.
Keys are good. I just wasted a bunch, so... I need to remember as I'm going through that despite the fact that the mini-boss rooms are technically, or can sometimes be harder, they also tend to be faster because they have less enemies in them. That's problematic.
Meg?
I got you. Take it away.
Delicious. All right. If you'll forgive me, Master Chaos, this ambrosia is intended to be given to those whom I care about, and I can think of few recipients I'd like to have it more. Please.
I shall accept this as a final offering, O son of Hades. For I have given it additional consideration and decided that my previous analysis of your intentions was too narrow, too inaccurate, and I regret comparing what you have been doing to an act of theft. Respond?
Don't even mention it, please, Master Chaos. All of this is new for me as well. I try never to overanalyze. My father does enough of that for all of us. I just know when I encounter the primordial creator, I'm going to give thanks. For everything.
Nice.
See, then your response is quite acceptable. And since the act of giving is not an exchange, let us say that you already had my gratitude. Again, I sense some sort of shifting in your father's residence. You seek to ask something of me about it, do you not?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's just my mother, we're reaching out to the Olympians, trying to reconnect the family. It's been a while, relatively, since she and father saw the others, but in case a gathering occurs, I did wish you to know you're cordially invited too.
Cordially invited. A generous proposal, son of Hades. Though unless your gathering is to occur within my space, please understand it would be difficult for me to bring the full entirety of my presence there. However, I think I can arrange to be with you in some capacity. Thank you.
Nice. Roll.
Any other blessings, maybe?
Disappointment. Mostly just disappointment. I guess I'll take the max health. Or a cast. Let's take the max health.
It should be interesting.
Let's take the max health.
I'll pay for that. Hope I didn't keep you waiting, ladies.
Hey!
Then we're back to square one. Look, I was just trying to get through to you with all the Zagreus and happy stuff, but if you can understand any of this, Tisiphone, I think you're all right just the way you are. Friends? Friends. The chamber.
Okay.
You're nothing.
You know,
The ancient blood.
that last little line was a little out of place.
Shuddered at the touch of it.
Oh, yes, I like you just the way you are. We're friends. You're nothing. Thanks for that inconsistency with that random line. I'm sure it was just a random line, not an intentional back and forth, but yeah, that was kind of not great.
Nowhere to go but up. Yes.
We're going with Artemis because I like support fire. It's that simple.
Inferno bombers.
Other option would have been Athena.
Boss, do you want my witty conversation next time or straight to the boons?
Keep talking?
Definitely witty conversation, Lord Hermes. Boons are more than welcome after that.
Good. I like these little chats. Take care now, boss.
Okay. I think we want to go with... Ooh, you know, Specialist Faster is good, but let's go Side Hustle. We're early enough that Side Hustle could actually still be pretty decent amount of cash.
Hey.
Hey, Your Royal Majesty. I must say, you've accomplished some truly amazing feats, according to Orphe at least. But don't worry, your secret's safe with me.
Nice.
Oh no, he's been boasting of my fabricated exploits to you. I've tried to tell him I was only joking with him, but now he just thinks I'm being modest.
That modesty won't get you anywhere with me either, hun. Your greatness. I'm honored to merely be in the presence of one with so many wild exploits to sing or speak of.
I think she's mocking me.
All yours.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Come again.
We should still be guaranteed to get a Artemis, even though we missed the one.
My boon from Master Chaos has evolved.
You know, I guess I'm just gonna take move speed up on the off chance we find the one that gives us extra
Easy does it.
On the off chance we find the one that gives us extra damage from move speed later.
Meg, hold on. Lady Artemis.
You seem particularly light on your feet there, Zacharias. I'd figure Hermes himself was speeding you along, except I've not seen him about in... been a while, really.
I guess, yeah, we'll go... You know, I kind of want to do True Shot here. I keep not taking casts. And I feel like her cast is actually decent, but I also like her call. Let's go with her call. It is really high damage output. So probably worth it.
Grant me strength.
That should be on a heroic tier now. I think we actually just want... That's pretty decent, honestly. Those initial shots hit pretty hard, and boosting it with that, since it's so high tier, high rarity, situations like this. Okay. So I'm hoping with Chaos invited now, we will be able to wrap at the end of this one. We'll see. There's Poseidon.
Should come in useful.
I guess we do Ocean's Bounty. Spend 100 now to make all of our money gains later better. 150 now, I guess it is, technically. Oh, that's right, we were on...
Talking mood this time, Lerny.
Okay.
Megara?
Need help, Zach?
Thanks.
That had them all lined up pretty nice.
Who needs a neck anyway?
I can barely even see what's going on in this one, but I do feel like because they're all closer together, our effects that bounce are actually hitting all of them. I saw a guide at one point that said that some of the speed runs of this game specifically go with this extreme measures in place because it doesn't change up the patterns to the point where it becomes harder, like significantly harder for them to go fast. and it keeps everything closer together. I guess it didn't say why, but I'm assuming it's because it keeps them closer together for things like big area of effects that you're doing. They're also using the gun, so it has the grenade launcher, which would then hit everything. And I'm assuming, like, you know... when in doubt.
There.
Take the hammers when you can get them. We're still guaranteed the Athena afterwards. I do find it a little funny that I keep ending up fighting witches right before I end up going for the Athena boon. Relentless Folly, no questions asked. That's the one I always want with this setup.
Sometimes I think about the goddess Nyx and how I long for her to be the mother that I never had, cousin. Is it improper that I say such things to you? One would expect I would already have somebody on Olympus, yet it often feels as though I am the mother here.
I like that. Fine dash. Cascade? Is that what that was? Actually, I can go this way. This is not one of the best combinations here. I really hate fighting Poseidon.
Oh, so you've already heard from Aphrodite, have you, nephew? Understandable. But first things first. Now let me add a little something to all that.
Okay. God gauge?
Might of the sea.
You truly think you can withstand the ravages of winter, Zagreus? That I would like to see.
Bring it.
Sorry, Demeter.
Next time, young Zagreus, perhaps I'll take every last bit of warmth you've left down there.
That's not very nice. Whenever you cast Inflict Chill? Health? Yeah, let's go with health. Nourish Soul is good. Mo money. This is why I was commenting about boosting the attack power. Specifically these rooms. These lower health enemies are really... like numbskull rooms and rooms with these guys are great with this.
Should fetch me something.
Perfect. Let's get some support fire.
Meg, help!
I'll take care of this.
I owe you one.
know, right? Seriously? I mean, I guess we'll go True Shot then.
Artemis, guide my hand.
All I want is some Spore Fire. Is that too much to ask? I'd also accept the one that makes all of your attacks have a chance to crit, because... could be good. Okay.
That one's rearming. Time to collect.
Okay. I guess? We're doing okay on health.
You're late. Not now.
Okay. That wasn't too bad. That sounds like fishing.
Should be useful. Here, fishies. Come on up. I caught a carp.
I don't think I've gotten too many of those. Artemis, give me some Spore Fire. I've got to roll for it this time too. Take out the crystals first because they can cause shields. Make sure you take out the little eye guys. Let that guy kill himself because...
Olympus, I accept this message.
Split fire! There we go. And this should be the last one before the boss.
Here's the figure.
Let's make week last longer, yeah. Why aren't we inviting Caroline? He's practically family.
Well, worm, come fight us, I suppose, and take fullest advantage of the havoc that you sowed. We are no team. We're merely two combatants, simultaneously booked to be here now.
King, I think you're overreacting here. Try to be reasonable, and be more considerate about my point of view. Don't think I'm asking for too much.
You're asking the impossible of me. But let us fight. And let us lose, I'm sure. Because if we are not a team, what are we then, Asterius?
Don't do that.
Okay. That went pretty good. Our time is a little lower than I was expecting here.
You got them, my good Shade.
But I've kind of been meandering a bit. I haven't been, like, playing as tightly as I probably could if I was really trying, but I also kind of don't care. I'm having fun, and honestly, I feel like I'm playing better when I'm just trying to have fun instead of trying to go nuts. Oh, duh. Distant memory. Bloody Orpheus. Just in case we find it on the first try. I'm not expecting it.
Check.
Let's finish this off with a bang. I think we can do it. Anvil. No boons down there. Wow. Let's go Demeter first because she still has a couple we could get.
Not yet.
That actually went not as well as I was expecting, but it's not the end of the world. Let's
How about
roll.
some other boons instead?
None of those are great. I'm actually gonna go Frozen Touch, I guess. Get her revenge one.
Cheers, mate.
A little extra bonus health. I guess let's go Artemis. There's a couple things we could get from Artemis that could be good. Okay. We are taking a bunch of damage, which is unfortunate.
Any boons worth giving up?
Nope. Generally not. That's okay.
That's one of their layers. Can't do that. Look what I found.
Mark
On the prowl.
can be good. Unfortunately, we're still not making progress here.
I'll take this one.
Sure. No health even. I was kind of expecting at least health. And unfortunately, we didn't take a Deathified, so that's not an option to replace there either.
Not yet. Meg,
You called?
fuck, won't miss a couple coins. Down the chute.
Somehow still alive. Down to 2 health.
Don't spend it all in one place, mate. Better blessing. Got it. That is a scuffer.
That is indeed a scupper. If we can somehow manage to get through this without taking a Deathified, I would be super impressed with myself, and I will probably never get it out of my ego-filled head. But it's actually a possibility still.
going.
If this is the end.
A satyr sack. Power of Olympus. That's something.
So we have 500 gold left.
Oh, Cerberus. That's quite a stash.
Nothing I want to buy. Let's do this.
Each violent countenance of Cerberus agrees the satyr sack must be destroyed.
Yes. It must
I
be.
can go.
Let's do this. And go have a party.
Looks like the realm needs some adjustment still.
Already here? Seems our underworld still has many failings I shall have to deal with after this.
Yes.
Darkness.
Oh, I'm hit.
Darkness. Zacharias, how fared your plundering of my domain?
I've had better escape attempts, I think.
Darkness.
Optimus!
I hear you. Firing.
Meddler.
When I think of meddlers, I think of Artemis. Of all the Greek gods.
Darkness. I see.
Optimus!
Oh, hi. Remember me?
Let's finish this
First
thing.
phase.
Enough of this.
Ah, you.
Perish. Zacharias.
I'm stuck.
You see,
Optimus!
I'll take care of this.
That doesn't work right now.
you think that Megrel would aid you here?
I mean, I kind of did, but I accidentally called her earlier too many times.
Again, you have defeated me somehow. And yet, you're quite strong.
Damn straight.
I did it.
So, I feel like this has kind of become one of my, like, I mean, not necessarily like my go-to even, but it's one of my favorites. Just this setup right here. And with support fire, yeah. First heat 8 run, which I believe also gives us something special from Skelly, and most likely should be our last one to actually finish the story. Let's see what we got. I could also be wrong and just
Upon the
continue
surface
playing
realm,
more.
The mortal-loving prince would doubtless find that death still comes in a variety of different forms. One of the most common, yet perhaps least interesting, involves simply waiting long enough until...
Okay then.
Did pretty well that time.
I agree. He'd 8.
What?
Feeling good.
Mother.
Zagreus.
Yes.
Hail.
I see some exclamation points.
Lad, I heard from Nyx. She said that she was able recently to re-establish contact with Chaos, thanks to you. You're just full of surprises, reforging old bonds between primordial gods like it was nothing.
Oh, just took a bit of tampering with the sigil in the admin chamber. Whole bunch of darkness too. But I could tell that Nyx and Chaos, they seem to really miss each other, to the extent they are able to miss anybody.
I think they're plenty capable of missing their loved ones, lad. The amount of time that either of us have existed, it's nothing compared to either of them. Imagine being apart from someone you care about for that long.
I couldn't stand it.
Stocked the storeroom, checked the locks, cleaned the tiles, watered the trees.
Purposely putting it off here a
Here's
little.
the catch of the day. Or night. I'm much obliged.
Don't mind me.
I'll take it.
Ah,
I saw Achilles with Patroclus and Elysium next. They're free to be together now, thanks to you. If only you could have seen them.
oh, I can see them, my child, and I have. And it pleases me Achilles has earned some degree of respite from his servitude, for all his loyalty to our house. For what you have done for him, thank you.
Father isn't going to be thrilled I've let him out of a binding pact.
Your father is committed to his rules, and you released Achilles from his pact according to those rules. There is not much that even he can do about it, save to have Achilles sign again.
Don't see Achilles doing that anytime soon. It's done, Mother. Father, the invitations. Personally sent to everyone with whom I've been in contact. So what do we do now?
Excellent, Zagreus. Congratulate him, Hades, on a job well done.
Persephone, how can you be so certain your request was executed to your satisfaction?
It's known as trust, Hades. Or faith. They're similar. Try one sometime. It'll be good for you. As for what we do next, why, we've a great big feast we must prepare.
This house is not a suitable location for such guests. Dionysus alone shall bring ruin to this place. Or... the faith thing that you said.
Nice.
Yes, good.
I like
Now
it.
then, we have a lot of work to go around, so why don't we call everyone on staff and let them in on this, and dole out suitable responsibilities, all right?
All right.
All right.
All right.
Please don't tell me I have to hunt all of them down.
Journey deep into the underworld, all together for the very first time. The Queen Persephone revealed herself in all her splendor, much to their surprise, and told them everything she indicated to her son. She eloped with Grim Lord Hades, she said, mothering a fire-stepping prince who sought to reconnect with his extended family. Hades and Persephone at first refused his wish, but so moved were they by his relentless struggles to the surface that at last they decided to heed their willful Zagreus and reach out, for his and everybody's sake. The Olympians listened to all this in stunned silence. Then Zeus himself began to laugh. "Welcome back into the family," he said. After the shock subsided, the festivities began.
I say, big brother, you and your better half put on a positively smashing night. It's a relief for all of us, knowing Persephone is safe and sound. and mother to as noble of a son as my good nephew there.
Well, little brother, the Queen and I, in turn, appreciate you all taking time out of your doubtless busy lives to come all this distance to my house. I'm certain it is very modest in comparison to Mount Olympus, but I trust that you were suitably entertained.
Oh, of course, Hades. Now then, farewell, and let us keep in better touch from here.
Farewell indeed, Lord Zeus. When finally the great feast ended, all the Olympians returned to their mountain abode, fully satisfied. As for the house of Hades, it required thorough cleansing, from the rafters to the floor. Such revelry, of course,
From the window to the wall.
unbecoming of the name of Hades and the fearsome reputation of the underworld. For if mortals were to have no fear of death, then they would have no fear of anything at all. A well-kept family secret, then, this would live on to be.
Nice.
Whew. I'd say that went about as well as could have been expected. And the cleanup wasn't all that bad. For the most part.
Well, fortunate Uncle Zeus seemed to catch on right away and went along with it. But this whole elaborate tale you spun... I remember how hurt I felt when I found out Father lied to me about you. Now we're lying to Olympus. What if they find out? Even if they don't, I don't like it.
Zagreus, I may not be an expert, but here's what I've come to understand about how families work. At least our own. The thing is, how we speak to one another is even more important than the words we use. I think, deep down, everyone in our family knows this.
Yeah, I could see that.
You're saying they all knew you weren't being perfectly honest and went along with it anyway. I guess the pomegranate thing in particular was a bit of a stretch.
The common ground in our family is that we want peace. Besides Ares, though even he would rather the conflict occur elsewhere. That elaborate tale, it's less a deception and more a concession. A way of saying, let's move on from the past and start anew. No hard feelings.
You don't have hard feelings? What about Father? What about Demeter?
Well, let's see. My hard feelings are nothing next to the joy of having my son in my life. Your father never imagined his relationship with me could be out in the open. And my mother, she's just glad I'm alive.
And Uncle Zeus is glad things didn't turn out worse for him. I get the sense he acts a bit impulsively at times and deals with the consequences later.
Understatement.
What can I tell you, Zagreus? We're family. You've said it yourself to me before. We're stuck with one another. That any of us like each other in the slightest. It's a wonder and a blessing, I think.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Thanks, Mother. Think I'll be heading out again soon. See you when I get back.
Sounds good. I'll see you then.
And
that definitely came to pass.
While I can't say that was the most elaborate ending after all the other stuff we've seen, I kind of wish that there would have been a little bit bigger of a scene with more interaction between the various gods. But I can also see that being messy. That'd be hard to do. Narrating through it is not unreasonable, and like the only thing that I am a little bit bummed about is the fact that they didn't actually address chaos being there at all, or any of the other. Like, I would have loved like a big tableau of all the Olympian gods making merry, like a Last Supper kind of picture of all the Olympian gods with Zagreus, and like kind of like scroll across it slowly and end with that Hades and Zeus shaking hands shot that we got. Even if you didn't hear what all of the conversations were, just little snippets would have been awesome. You know, with all of the other characters that we've seen, like Meg and Dusa and Thanatos and Nyx, all getting like little parts throughout it as well. I think that could have been really cool. And I'm not, like, super upset that they didn't do that, because there's...
That is a sound.
I mean, I shouldn't be complaining too much about the third ending in this game. I guess is kind of where I'm at. Like, we finished the game. And then we finished the story of the game. And now we finished the story that story led to once we found out about the story. There's a lot of story in this game. That's really where I'm going with this.
How many times has it been now?
83 escape attempts. We're gonna wander over this way quick.
So, I'm quite confused, I must admit, my friend. The Queen Persephone, she is your mother then? How is it that she came to reside here?
Well, it all started when my father saw her on Olympus, and they fell madly in love. He swept her off her feet and brought her here. The Olympians, they got pretty worried when they saw she was gone. But now it's okay. Everything's out in the open.
But surely the Queen's mother on Olympus, the great goddess Demeter, surely she would quite like it if she saw her daughter still from time to time.
Oh, that. Thing is, Mother ate some pomegranate seeds when she was here. And we have rules about that stuff, you know. It means she cannot leave this place for very long at all. I'm sure Demeter will understand. And unfreeze everything when her daughter's around.
Ah, yes, pomegranate seeds, of course, of course. Though, there is one more subject I don't understand, which is how you fit into all of this. Were you not trying to escape from here?
Forget about me, Orpheus. This isn't about me, it's about Mother. What's important is she's here where she belongs.
I see. I understand. Well, thank you then for clearing all that up. It is a splendid tale, I must say, and every part of it makes sense to me at last.
Same goes for me, mate. Same goes for me.
Best boy?
You don't let anybody in or out of this place, do you, boy?
Let's end with a best boy. So yeah, I'm not done with this by any means. This is a game that I'm sure I will keep coming back to.
Boy. You were so well behaved at the feast. I was worried sick one uncle or the other was going to set you off at some point, but you were patience incarnate. Thanks for helping show our extended family a good time.
How infernal Cerberus, the Hound of Hell, managed to maintain civilized behavior throughout the duration of the recent feast remains a mystery to all who attended.
Yeah, I will definitely be coming back to this from time to time. I am unlikely to be recording every single run I do now that I've finished the story. That was my big goal.
That's how it's done.
Slain by Redacted. What's our grand total here? Cleared 18, 20. I'm sure it actually lists it somewhere. 22 or 20, 32, 35 times. It's not terrible.
Hammer records.
I overall feel really good about
all my boons.
This game. I feel like I was able to do a lot of cool things with it. There's a lot of neat builds that you can play with as you go.
Hello?
Everybody's playstyle, I'm sure, is a little different with it, which is fine. And watching other people play it, I definitely get that more than anything. Like,
hey,
I was watching a couple other streamers play, and
long way to go. I think I'm ready.
My gut reaction was that they were doing it wrong, and then I watched them and they did fine. And it's, I mean, that really just sums it up. Everybody, it's a roguelike game. Everybody can do their own build. Everybody has their own playstyle. It swirls in the story throughout in a really intriguing way that makes you want to keep playing. And even now, I've got something like 70 hours in this game. I've done 83 runs. And I still want to keep coming back to it. At this point, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to be coming back to it more casually, not trying to bust through it with the videos, and probably, I mean, it's a laid back enough game that I could probably throw something on in the background while I play it and just casually play it as well. I feel like this is a great game to pick up if you haven't yet. It has a really good variety to it as far as it's definitely a beat 'em up action RPG, but it still feels controlled, I guess. It doesn't just feel like you're mashing the same button over and over again. You actually have to time everything with a reason. And I've definitely noticed that the runs where I feel like I have control and I'm not just mashing are the ones that I do the best at. Like some of those fist runs where I died, it's because I was just kind of mashing dash and attack and not really paying as much attention to exactly what I was doing. Whereas the shield and the bow require a little bit more precision with your aim to do what you want. And that ended up making me feel like I was, paying a little bit better attention, doing what I wanted. And the game lets you do that, which is really good. So, and of course, I don't think I have to say anything more about the story. Like, I made my commentary there, but I think I have seen 3 or 4 repeated lines of dialogue, maybe a few more, in 70 hours. Like, this game is extremely dense. The number of recorded voice lines is amazing. They are performed well. The character designs are cool. The art style is really, really interesting. Like, I don't have a lot of bad things to say about this, especially now with the full version out. And I guess we'll call that the end. Video's gone on long enough. So, hopefully you are still enjoying. Hopefully you enjoyed this long play of Hades. We've reached the end. If you enjoyed it, give me a like and subscribe. Check out the other content on my channel. There's a lot of other roguelikes, nothing quite like this. I'll probably be looking into playing some of the other Supergiant games at some point. I tried Bastion at one point, but it was really hard getting a word in edgewise around the narrator. But I've never finished Transistor, and I haven't played Pyre, so those might be on the table. There's plenty of other games on my list. We'll be maybe delving into a few more of those soon. If you have any questions or suggestions, if you have something else you'd like to see me play, mention it in the comments. I'll do my best to answer, and I'll add it to the list. And as always, have a good one.